I used to hate harmony. It's all connected now. You experienced the aha moment, or is it something that everyone knows and I was too late to realize? I don't know. I just realized it recently, like after. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Today's gonna be a chatty video about what the title says. Yeah, about how English grew my love to Japan. Little disclaimer before we start. Through the video, I'm not trying to put any country down. Every country has its good and bad, and this is just how I perceive things and how I transition through learning English. So I guess your first question is, you say English made you love Japan, but didn't you like Japan before? The answer is yes, I like Japan, but you know, there's this but. To be honest, back in the days when I just started learning English, when it comes to Japan, my brain would have looked like this. 70% dislike and 30% like. The reason for this is number one, because I had these dreamy thoughts about foreign country, foreign cultures, though none of them were based on facts. And number two, because Japanese education system was holding me back from making English brain. How they let me do English at school was being one of the biggest obstacles. And number three, because I didn't like these Japanese traditional shared beliefs, which I felt strongly on day-to-day basis. Now you wonder, then how English pushed you out from there? Didn't it exacerbate your dislike towards Japan? First of all, the more I studied, the better my English communication skill got. And that communication skill I gained brought me so many things, including friends from all over the world, diverse norm, diverse sense of value and ways of thinking, cross-cultural conversation, and job opportunities. And these, what I've just mentioned, are what pulled me out from there. Let me elaborate on this. I was putting myself out there so I could use more English. By being able to communicate in English, like I said, I got to have cross-cultural conversation. And that means I got something to compare to. Not in a bad way, not a comparison to decide which one is inferior and which one is not. But now the idea I have for foreign countries is not based on my imagination, but it's based on real voice, what I hear from the actual people from those countries, And I started to realize, oh, I thought this was normal, but this is not. Oh, was this something special about Japan? I had so many of these moments, and I simply started to see the bright side of Japan, which I hadn't paid attention to. So that's the moral story of how English made me love Japan. Now let's move on to why part. I didn't need this, sorry. I'm gonna take it back. Let's move on to why part. Why do I think Japan is a fire? I'm actually pretty excited to answer this question, though no one really has asked me, but I'm just gonna answer to it. Let's start off with the popular opinions. People say Japan, it's clean, it's safe, the people are nice, the food is good, and the culture is so unique. To this, I was like, that may be true. It was just blurred. But now it's clear and I see it to the deepest. So these 5 opinions I just mentioned, have you ever thought of why? Why in the first place Japan is being able to have these? What I personally figured out is that they're all rooted in Japanese traditional shared beliefs, which are harmony, order, and respect, which I always have a love and hate relationship with. What kind of relationship do they have, and what do I love about Japan? All what I say from now are gonna be things that I thought as normal, but were not. But at the same time, what I figured out is just what I figured out, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. As in popular opinion, it's clean. I rarely see dirty street, dirty train, or dirty bus. Most of the time I can comfortably use public bathroom. Yeah, so it's clean. But the point is, we maintain this clean, well-sanitized situation. Like, how is this possible in such a big scale as a whole nation? What's going on, What do you guys think? Well, I think the attitude of keeping the place clean already shows respect to the place we're using, and tidiness is something that has to be done with order. And since we have the spirit of harmony, what goes against the grain is noticeable. It stands out. Just like our gaze naturally goes to the trash if there's one on the street, because that trash is not in the harmony. At stations, we wait for the train, the bus, whatever the transportation we're waiting for. We wait in lines, right? When using an escalator, we don't just randomly stand, but we stand in a line. With this, we follow order and respect each other. And if someone does not follow and just go take their seat, he or she would look negatively in people's eyes because it's not respectful to the order as well, and it's out of the harmony. Now, what are you gonna do first when you go home? You take your shoes off, right? Okay, I know everyone knows it's a Japanese thing, I know, but chill, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that comes with that behavior. And I have a little story about this. I used to work for a place where 99.999% of the guests were from overseas. And I had to have them up on tatami. So yeah, they gotta take their shoes off. And here's the thing. There was no one, and no offense, there was almost no one who did line their shoes up after taking their shoes off without me asking them to do so. And even when the shoes are lined up and the new guest comes, they wouldn't think to line their shoes up as well if I don't tell them to do so. So it was, culture shock that I experienced in Japan. It was just mind-blowing to me. There's no right or wrong. It was just shocking to me, Because growing up as a Japanese in Japan, I always had my mom telling me that I should line my shoes up, especially when I go into someone else's place. But on a global scale, it was not the norm. It is not something that you can expect from people. But it is in Japan. Why? What's underneath that? Again, it's the respect to the place you set food in. It's the spirit of order as we line our shoes up in order, and how we think to line our shoes up when other shoes are down like that. That talks about harmony. Wow, super interesting, isn't it? At least it is super interesting to me. Okay, next. It's safe. Oh my gosh. Safeness is so important. Violence remains rare, reliable police, people don't steal things, no gun. I have a full sense of security most of the time, thankfully. Violence remains rare, partially because we respect each other, and partially because we do care about harmony. If stealing things, oh, I can't pronounce it right. If stealing things is a rare case, and you still do it, now you stand out. You're gonna remember a strong sense of guilt to death. I mean, if you're raised in Japan and you have a hurt. Okay, guys, I'm struggling with choosing words because I don't want to sound like I'm on behalf of all Japanese people, but I'm gonna dig into this topic a little bit more about Japan being safe. We cannot take the existence and availability of reliable police. Never ever. Because there are tons of countries out there whose police is not functioning right. Most people don't steal your wallet, your bag, and if you lost one, someone's gonna take that to the police and they're gonna have it back. Whereas in some other countries, you're gonna be so aware of your belongings because they might get stolen. But why would those people have to steal things? Because they have to. I wouldn't say all of them, but it's true that there exists a lot of people having to steal things so that they can survive. So there's a significant gap between the poor and the rich. And I think what makes difference in this area is the structure of the society of each country. Japan, I think, is designed in a way that would protect as many people as possible to a certain level. Meaning, we have this route prepared. You complete elementary, middle school, high school, and university. As a fresh graduate, you're gonna get hired. And even if you're not a fresh graduate, once you have bachelor's degree on your resume, you're gonna be fine. You're not gonna die, There wouldn't be such a thing as, oh my gosh, I don't have any job for the rest of my life. Oh my gosh. It's not life or death. You get someday at some point. We learn 5 to 7 mandatory subjects at school that are already decided, and same for everyone. In high school, it depends, but in general, when you look at the picture, elementary, middle, and high school are like that. And I personally think this allows people to have certain skills, average skills in certain things, and it allows us to know what exists in the world from various angles and know each of our tastes in that, and that would potentially lead into your future career. And I'm only looking at the bright side now. So anyways, what I'm trying to say here now is that how Japanese education system is designed does not leave so many people behind. There still is a financial gap between people, but it's not intensely significant. Our national health insurance is also amazing. Another disclaimer, I'm still 20. I know nothing about this word. This is how, just for now, how I see the world, how I think about things. I know nothing about this word, so for now. Okay, it went a little bit off topic, not off the topic, but off the core point. Harmony, order, and respect. I was talking about these three. Yeah, but what I just mentioned so far are the things that I become to love about Japan and what I see underneath them. I used to hate harmony. I always cared what other people think of me. Do I look weird? And I was trying to be just like other people, everyone else. But part of me just didn't like it because it was not me. And I'm sure a lot of people have experienced this, or you are experiencing it, I don't know. But now I got older. I mean, a little bit older. I'm young, but I got older from that time, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, whatever. I got older. And I can see that harmony. I can see what harmony does in our society and this world. And I think it comes down to peace. Like I said, I think harmony is one of the things that Japan has been able to remain as a safe country. But not just that. At the end of the day, we gotta respect harmony. We gotta be in harmony because we are sharing this land, the planet, whatever, everything. We are sharing everything. This planet is not owned by us, but it's owned by this universe, and we just, as human beings, we are sharing it, So we gotta be in harmony because we're sharing it. Does that make sense? And what's more interesting is that when you think about peace in Japanese language, it's heiwa, and that wa of heiwa stands for wa culture, and chowa, which means peace, which means harmony. Like, oh my gosh, it's all connected now. It all makes sense. Like, are you experienced that aha moment, or is it something that everyone knows and I was too late to realize? I don't know. I just realized it recently, like after, I wouldn't say, recently, after all this cross-cultural conversation, and I started to reflect on all the things, and then I was like, wow, aha, it's wow, I hope I make sense. But I didn't notice until recently, and that's so like magical. I don't know, And I believe our inner peace is what holds our happiness, and that inner peace cannot exist without external peace. So this wa culture, I think, is amazing. Yeah, let me know what you think about all of this. Let me hear your opinion. It's an open discussion, okay? I hope I didn't hurt anyone through this video. I still do have things that I do not like about Japan, but overall, I think Japan is a great country. Every country has its good and bad, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But I'm blessed to be born and raised. I'm glad that I was born and raised. I don't know, because it's complicated. I love Japan, but would I say I'm so happy that I was born and raised in Japan, like no other country. I don't know, because I have these kind of conversation with international people, but I just don't have the actual experience, So I actually don't know. I just have all these information from the conversation I had with people, So, but yeah, it's like that. I like Japan, and I also have things that I don't like about Japan. Just that. But I think Japan is a great country, and it's just simply a great feeling, like good feeling to have. When you think about your country and you feel proud, you feel, okay, this country is such a good country and I'm a citizen of that. Yay! People love Japan. People say, oh, Japan is a good country. Thank you. So simple as that. So yeah, that was about it for today. You guys are amazing. It's nice to meet you, but guys are awesome. No matter what, you are so worthy. You are protected. You're loved. You know, just surround yourself with love and send yourself love. You are your best friend, okay? You're super special. You're only one on this planet. You are so worthy, and I love you so much. Thank you for being here today. I hope it's gonna be a great day for you. I hope to see you soon. Bye! Sending love. Bye!